a 4F or a 6F? All right. Remember, when you're talking about size, what did we say told size yesterday? What told size yesterday? The energy level, right? So when you look at 6F or 4F, what tells the energy level? The 6 or the F? Yeah. So which one's bigger? 6 is bigger, right? Really? The 4 is bigger? Where'd y'all get math at? All right, so the 6F is going to be bigger than the 4F. Okay? All right, and number 7, which of those can exist and why? All right, so I hear 4P and 5F. So somebody tell me why 3F is a no then. Okay, so 3F can only have 3 sublevels. So what are the 3 sublevels then? 3S, 3P, and 3D. Okay, so an F is essentially a 4th sublevel. Sublevel, what does the number in front of it have to be? A 4. Okay, and then for the D is a 3rd sublevel, SPD, right? So the number in front of the D has to be a what? A 3. Everybody okay with that? Questions? Can we look at homework? What kind of questions we have on it? It's not about wanting to. We're just going with the manual. Don't worry. He won't be here the next 2 days. He's in lockup. All right. For some unknown crime. Well, he doesn't know what he did. Name the 4 quantum numbers. Alexis, tell me the 4 quantum numbers. Of course, we have all day. It's okay. Like the name. Okay. Now, just to give you fair warning, since today is the last day of the quarter for us for grades, come tomorrow, hang on one second, my dear. Come tomorrow, we'll start new grades, which means I'll be checking what again? Yes, Mr. Slack, but I don't do my homework anymore. I will be starting to check that again just to give you fair warning while you're hunting for the quantum number names while we see what Annabelle needs. Yes, my dear. Of who? Yes, you may. Okay. So what are the 4 quantum numbers names, Alexa? Yes. Yes. Very good. Or you could have given me their symbols. Should you have to know that today, their symbols would be what? Yes. All right. What value could the principal quantum number have, Brandon? Huh? Whole number. Any whole number. What does that equal 3 mean, Anae? Okay, so the 3rd energy level. How many sublevels could you have if n equals 2, Agilent? Okay, so let's just say you didn't skip it and answer the question. How many sublevels would there be if n equals 2? There'd be what? Yes. And how many if n equals 4? Very good. What would their names be, Isabel? Very good. All right, which one would be bigger, 2S or 4D, Emmanuel? Very good. What's the shape of the S sublevel, Passion? Very good. What's the shape of the P sublevel, John? Sure. All right, you could say 2-lobe or dumbbell also. What are the names of the P sublevel? You got that one, Eiley? Some people had a little trouble with that one in first period. What'd you say? I can't hear you. You don't know that one. Okay, Sheena? PX, PY, and PZ are the names of the P orbitals. Remember, they're oriented on the PX axis, the PY axis, or the PZ axis. All right. Can you help us with 10 then, Eiley? So which ones did you think could exist out of that? What'd you pick? 1s is good. 4s is good. 5p is good. 1s, 4s, and 5p are all good there. Anybody have a question about anything out of 1 to 10? Any of those out of 1 through 10 bothering you? You have questions about? You need me to answer? Yes, sir. Number 7, the shape of S is a sphere. Flower. You don't have to draw it. You would have to be able to find it if I gave it to you a question. Anybody else? All right, number 11. How many orbitals does F have? Alexis? Orbitals for F. How many pictures did we draw for F yesterday? 7. All right, how many electrons can the D sublevel hold, Kayla? All right, how many electrons can the S sublevel hold, Sheena? How many, never mind, what are the two values for the spin quantum number, Isabel? All right, what would the values be, the numbers? Uh-huh. What numbers did we assign to the spin? Yep, plus or minus 1/2. All right, how many electrons can be in the F sublevel, Emmanuel? How many electrons can be in the F sublevel? Or question 16. It is. All right, how many electrons can be in N equals 2? Who wants to take a shot at that one? Go ahead, Kayla. 8 is correct. And how many can be in N equals 4? Who wants to take a shot at that one? Trina? Yes. Question. Anybody want an explanation to those last two? Okay. So, when you do the last two, the thing that makes the last two different is they're not asking about sublevel. Okay? This is an energy level. So, you have to add up all the sublevels. So, how many sublevels are there if n equals 2? What are their names? Okay, 2s and 2p. So, how many electrons can go in 2s? How many can go in p? So that's a total of 8 electrons. Okay? So, if n equals 4, okay? How many sublevels are there? What are their names? All right, how many electrons are in S? In P, in D, and in F. Add them all up and you get 32. All right, let's vary a little bit. Let's say I tell you got a 5th energy level. Okay? Now, we haven't had one that had 5 sublevels with all the electrons, right? So, how many orbitals does S have? How many pictures does S have? C, D, and F. Now, nice pattern, right? What's this 5th sublevel we've never named going to have? Okay, now let's do the electrons. How many have we learned S has? How many is P going to have? How many is D going to have? F. And this unknown, unnamed one. So, how many electrons are we going to have in the 5th? 8, 18, 32, plus 18 is 50 electrons. Okay? Now, you want a shortcut? Total electrons in an energy level is 2n squared. So if we take that 5 we just did, what's 5 squared? Times 2 is, now the reason I won't teach you this up front, you don't understand conceptually where the numbers come from if I teach you that up front. Okay? Last grade on the old quarter. Tomorrow's the first grade on the new quarter. Okay? What? It's so much fun. I don't get paid nearly enough. Torturing y'all is the perk I get in my day. No, then we're going to apply it to orbital notations, electron configurations, dot diagrams. This is so not the last day we're going to use this. Is it a manual? Stop whining. It's not attractive. All right. Any questions before we do the quiz? Yes. Number 10 says, which of the following are possible? So, if you had a 1s, what energy level are you in? Okay, how many sublevels can you have? If you're in one energy level, you can only have one sublevel. What's its name? Hmm? The sublevels are S, T, D, and F. So, if you're only allowed one, the first one's name is F. So 1F. Can we have a 1P? No, because you said if we're in the first energy level, you could only have how many sublevels? One sublevel. And that one sublevel's name is 1F. So can I have a 1P? No, I can only have 1F. Okay? So, if I jump down to something like 2, okay? It had 2D or something there, didn't it? Yeah, 2D. Okay? 2D. If I have a 2, I can have how many sublevels? 2 sublevels, right? What are their names? Brandon. Two F and 2P. So can 2D exist? No, because you just said their only names were what? You just said their 2 names were what? 2S and 2P. So 2D cannot exist. What about 3F? 3S, 3P, and 3D. So can 3F exist? If we keep going, it has 4F. Can 4F exist? Yes. Can 5P exist? And the last one, 1P. Can 1P exist? Correct. Got it? Anybody else? Question? How many orbitals does F have? How many of these X, Y, Z axes did we draw yesterday that F has? There's 7. Fix your notes. It has 7. That's why you're small. It has 7. All right, you need a sheet packet today. Yeah, you need one. So fine, sheet paper, except you. That'd be fabulous. I didn't say except you, no. I said you need a sheet paper too. You don't need a sheet of paper. You don't need a chart. You don't need a calculator. You need a writing utensil and a piece of paper. That's it.
So it was like negative B, positive B.
12.
Here's my question.
No.
Oh, okay, great. You did something with the value of M, and so negative positive.
Yeah, it was M equals the negative L positive L.
Yeah. Is it value?
Huh? No.
No, or would it be a value that?
Yeah, it would be the
Oh.
minus numbers to the positive numbers. What's your question? Huh? This week is very limited. I have two meetings this afternoon. I have until about 4:15 tomorrow, and Thursday I have to go pick up my son from things. I can always do lunch. Do a third lunch.
I don't have to.
Oh, that's good. You still in for it.
Yeah, I know. You know why.
All right, do we have a sheet of paper? I told you. You need a sheet of paper. It's on the board. Oh. You what? Now you're sounding like Emma in the first period. All right. I need to know. You can if you'd like. That's fine. I have you draw the chart. I had to do not draw the chart. Completely right. All right. I need you to name the four formulas. I need you to tell me their symbols and what they tell me. These are the three things I told you yesterday were on the quiz. You listen to me. I told you what was on the quiz. That's it. Now, if you didn't listen to me, you have no idea what it is. Yes, no more. Not calculating anything. No. I mean, I asked you what total weight was, so you just read them off the chart. You don't have to calculate it. The rest of y'all just fill in the date. know. Sorry. I'm startled by the question. I'm about, you should be almost done. I give you about another 2 minutes. There is partial credit. That's why I said there were 12 questions. So, if you know the name and not the symbol, you know the symbol, not the name, or a couple of them two parts, you only do one of the parts, and you get partial credit on that. One my favorite. Huh? Doesn't have to be word for word, one kind of thing. Take the keyboard. Alright. You go write down what math and information you're looking at those, you go. Alright, if you look at the keyboard. So what? You don't want anybody to what? Alright, so if we look at the quantum numbers. What are the names of the quantum numbers that I told you I had to know today? Principal, orbital, magnetic, and spin. What's principal symbol? Orbital, magnetic, and spin. What does the principal quantum number tell us? Energy level and size. You only told me one or the other one is -4. You told me both, of course you didn't lose any points. The orbital quantum number is, okay, sublevel. Alright, the magnetic quantum number can be stated in one of two ways. Could have said number of orbital, orientation in space. Alright, and the last one, spin of the electron. What did you say? direction that it went in. If you only said it went in, I will take 4 points for not telling me something about an electron. Okay, you need to say something about an electron is spinning, not it is doing something. You should use the word electron in there. Okay, you're going to lose 4 points for just telling me it. Huh? It will not change your average at all. That is your last grade of this quarter. Okay? Now, tomorrow's quiz is on the new quarter. Yes! If I check homework tomorrow, Alexis, it's on the new quarter. Yes. Because we post grades on Friday, we have to cut grades off early. Okay? So, yes. Yes. So if you miss like Isabel did, that if you have something missing in the last day or so, it needs to be made up tomorrow. Thursday, I can't stay after school. Okay? And tomorrow. All right. Let me get rid of that. Let me pull. Oh, I closed it out. Well, I was stupid because I knew I needed it and I did it anyway. Well, we're going to practice some stuff. All right, so what if I asked you some questions like these? Okay, they're similar to the ones that you just worked, except that they use more of those numbers like the N values, the L values, and the M values that we put in yesterday's notes. Okay? So, in your notes, don't put them in the opening. Okay? But just add them to your notes. Okay? I don't care if you write the questions down. But see if you can find the answer. Number 8 should be an easy one. But 9 through 14 are a little different than what we did on the homework and what we did in the opening. Okay? And see how we do with those. I'm not going to give you very long. I'm going to give you about 4 minutes. Okay? Because I don't want you to struggle with this for 10. Then you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay? And then we're going to talk about where we are. Because Eileen's looking at me like she's going to take me out in a minute now. Here's my if you want to. No, you can just answer them. I have questions that are very similar that you're going to get from homework tonight. You do not have to write the question. Because if you're organized and keep up with your homework questions, you're going to get stuff there that's very similar. What's the value of N? The principal energy level, quantum number. What energy level would you need to have an L equals 2? Oh, got it? No. Oh, I think it was energy quizzes. Yes. I feel comfortable. You are, but you know, you're unfortunate and confusing situation. So all the rest of it is good. But you did talk about it. Yeah, I just got the email last week. But it just said 2 days. It says 25th and 26th. No, just the right side. One is big for you. Question, will be this, just how? So does anybody have a question on any of that I handed back before we go what's on the board? Yes or no? Right answer. What? Number 10 on which one? The second one, wants to do, light elements have different colors of light in different line spectrums. They have different numbers of electrons in different locations. They have different numbers of electrons in different locations. Huh? Are you just not very photogenic, or they just not like the ones they take? Alright, so no one else has a question about the quiz? Which one is what? Oh, frequency is the number of waves that pass a given point. At a given time. Good time of the wave, yeah. Anybody else? What determines the color we see when light passes through a prism? Wavelength. Wavelength determines color. Anybody else? The photoelectric effect, again, is in your notes, definition, when light strikes the metal and the electron is ejected. You're making this whole thing, is your wrong or definition? This is studying definition. At least this one asks you to think. You did better on the one that asks you to think. Those are definitions. Anybody else? Question? All right, let's talk about what's on the board. All right, so if n equals 3, how many electrons are there? I like 18. How did you get 47? I got John. I'm with you on the 3S, 3P, and 3D. I'm good with that. How'd you get 3, 15, and 29? Yeah, he has. How many lines? Yeah. So 3 has 6 electrons. Yeah, so 2, 6, and 10. You had the right idea. You were doing the right work. You did it right on your paper. All right. So, N has 3. You said on your paper 3S, 3P, and 3D exactly. The only thing you did wrong is you had the wrong numbers for the S, P, and D. So S has how many electrons in it? What did we just look up? 2. C has how many electrons in it? And D has how many electrons in it? So if you add these together, what do you get when you say 2 plus 6 plus 10? That's how they got 18. No. We don't multiply them. We just add them. Okay? All right. So number, yes. He just got a wrong answer. Leave it at that. All right. Number 9. If L equals 2, what does N need to be? All right, Emmanuel. Oh, yes, that is correct. Okay? Very good then. All right, so if L equals 2, first of all, what sublevel is this? Is that an S, a P, a D, or an F? That 2 is a sublevel. So it's what sublevel? All right, that's a D sublevel. That's the part that you have to be able to find, is that's a D sublevel. Okay? You have to know that if L equals 0, that's S. If L equals 1, that's P. If L equals 2, that's D. And if L equals 3, that's F. Make that D over. Okay? So, if L equals 2, that's what sublevel? That's D. That's how we get that. Now, if it's a D sublevel, S, P, D means you got to be what energy level to have a D? A 3. That's how we know N has to be a 3 to have a 3D. Okay, but it's hinged on the fact that you know it's a D sublevel. All right, so if you have a D sublevel, what are the M values? Well, in order to find M is minus L to positive L, right? Well, we got no L. So what's the L for the, oh my. So what's the L for the D sublevel? D is a 2, right? So if L equals 2, minus L to positive L would be minus 2 to positive 2. So what do we get? Negative 2. Okay? All right, so number 11, we're just combining what we just did at 9 and 10, and we're going backwards. So I gave you negative 3 to positive 3. So what's the L? Okay? So what sublevel are we if L equals 3? Okay? So we're in F sublevel. So what does N have to be to have an S, P, D, F sublevel? N has to equal 4. Okay? How many electrons are there in the F sublevel? How many electrons are there if N equals 4? Okay, so question 14 is, what's the difference between question 13 and 14? Okay, and the other one said, that's right. So, in number 14, you have to add up all the sublevels. Yeah, sorry. Add up all the sublevels in number 13. Number 12 is just one sublevel. All right, number 12 just asked about the F sublevel. It's just one of them. What the F sublevel has, you just tell them the number. But in number 13, you have to add up all the sublevels. That's the difference. Question about how to do that. All right. I want to try something for Eiley. It might help. It might not. Okay? We're going to try. It might help. Some people it helps. Some people it doesn't. Make 8 and then it won't go this way. Okay. All right. Now, I'm hoping that maybe I can make things a little easier on you and show you some repeating patterns that might help you. It might not help you. I don't know. It helps with some people. Okay? So, let's see if we can make it a little easier for you. I'm going to do n equals 2. Y'all are going to do the other 3 lines on the chart. How hard? All right. So, if we look at n equals 2, n equals 2 would have how many sublevels? Okay. Now, what are the names of those sublevels? All right, so 2S and 2P. Now, let's divide this up a little bit here. So, what's the value of the F sublevel, meaning what's the number that's assigned to them? Because all of the sublevels are called the quantum numbers, not the quantum letters. S is assigned what number? 0, okay? This would be that L equals 0 and L equals 1. All right, now, how many orbitals does S and P have? These are the pictures, or the X, Y, and Z axis. How many does S have? And how many does P have? Okay. Now, how many electrons can be in the S sublevel then if it only has one of those orbitals? It only have 2. How many can P have? It has 6. Now, the M value is minus L to positive L. So, what's the L value for S? 0. So minus 0 to positive 0 would be what? 0. Well, we only need one number because we only have how many different pictures? 1. That one number is for that one picture. So, if we take this L value of 1 and we plug it in here, minus L to positive L would be, okay, so negative 1, 0, and 1. I have how many different numbers here? And each of those numbers is for those 3 different orbitals or pictures. All right, what's the spin value? Anybody? Spin value? Plus or minus 1. Okay. Now, how many total electrons would be in the energy level? Okay, I can either add my 2 plus my 6 and get 8 electrons, or I can say 2n squared. I can do either one. Now, total orbitals in the energy level, we haven't done yet. Okay, how would I get my total orbitals in the energy level? Add what? Which would be what? 4, because I'd add 1 plus 3. Now, I can also alter my formula. What would I need to take off to get my total orbitals? I take off the 2 because I'm not multiplying by the 2 electrons in the formula. I just say n squared. Okay? You fill out the remaining part of the formula, then I'll have some of you put it on the board. Although I am going to try to pick these right neatly because the people I picked first years are gone. My handwriting is jacked up now. we done? What? Spin value is always the same. All the electrons are going to spin either clockwise or counterclockwise. So all you have to do is, yep. Yep. I'll do the first one. Good. Bring it up in. So you get myself. Someone like you who are all, wow, okay, I can't do that. Alright, who else do I have new handwriting? Alright, the manual write neatly for n equals 30. Well, just write neatly. Try not to be a slob of things. I swear, guys, I'm trying to write as best as you could up there. Untie your foot. Why can't I don't think the hood is going to keep you safe from the ponies.
Where's the thing?
Right here on given the number of people they've arrested here during the course of 20 plus years here, the hood has not yet been safe.
There's two writers up there. I heard about one.
I-
So I had to go to mine in between.
it makes it easier to see it. Just keep the numbers straight. Really?
Hey, okay.
Yeah. Huh? The Merrill, but I don't remember where I got that. I have plans for fasciitis, but
The
depending on all that. I don't have any. I prefer to sign to the future. Some people do, some people don't. All right. Any questions about what Emmanuel has us here? Because we've been trying to do today. All right. Then I get a volunteer to do the N equals 4. That's not Emmanuel. He already did one. The only issue that I have with him is that he didn't write out what the numbers are when -1 to +1 and -2 to +2. Are we okay with what those numbers are? Yeah. Okay. Alexis, you want to do the last one? We have room in the camera. Nah, Arashina. Go ahead. All right, well, Angela's handwriting is really tiny. You do not have to fit it in the box. Oh. Okay? You can write below the box before we need a magnifying glass to see it. Okay. So just worry when you hear it, can't see back like that.
I believe it.
If you add wrong, you can fix that. Not you. Uh, yeah, Emmanuel added wrong. All the number multiples. Put 6. Oh, which is really paper. We'll come back and fix that in a minute. You put 6. Right there. We'll fix it in a minute. You don't have to. And shouldn't have it either.
Oh.
I got this, but I did all this crap at the beginning of the year. Hey, just a little. It's not as much as you'd like. It's just not as much as you like. You take the key off, it's gonna be on that back capital like that. You take it off the floor too. Up there, the floor, I go right into it. Yeah. You're not gonna get rid of the rest of those dots and lose all that crap about the floor needs to go. Everything except the floor. All right, now, fix your math. How many orbitals are there? There we go. All right. Does this help at all with seeing some of the relationships? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I hope it would. Now, you can't use this on the quiz or the test. This is just to help you try to because they're called notes. Okay? This is just to help you see some of the patterns. Okay? So you can see S is always going to have a value of 0. It's always going to have one orbital. The spin value is always what? Plus or minus 1/2. Those things don't change. Okay? I suppose you could if you wanted to. If you want to find the number of orbitals, yeah. Because the number of electrons is always multiplied by 2, because each orbital can hold 2 electrons. Yeah, it's on the orbital, yeah. Because each orbital holds 2 electrons. That's why we multiply by 2. We just got it. Anybody else have a question? You could do it with that, but you just wouldn't name the electrons. So I mean, you just put a question mark. The pattern will still the same. Okay. So let me answer Brandon's question. He said, "Can we keep going with this? Can we do like n equals 5? So how many sublevels would there be? So their names would be and I'm going to put X because we don't know 5X. Because we don't have, I don't know his name. I can look it up and find out, but I have no idea. All right, so its values would be 0, 1, 2, 3, and what would its next value be? 4. All right, how many orbitals would S have? Okay, how many electrons would it have? 2, 6, 7, I'm sorry, 7. I take a leave of my senses. 10, 14, 18. All right, so for the L values, they're still going to be 0, -1, 2, +1, and I'm going to do it that way because I'm never going to get all this in. -2, 2, +2, -3, 2, and -4, 2, +4. Okay, Alexa, shush. So you still have the same pattern. So when you do your electrons, how many electrons would we have? No. 50. And then how many orbitals would we have? That would be 25. So yes, you could keep that going with 6, 7, and 8 if you wanted to. The patterns don't change. The only thing that's going to change is we just don't know the name of the sublevel beyond the 4th one. Okay? But the patterns keep going. Would I give you a 5th or a 6th? Yes, I would. Because you can predict the pattern. Okay? Question. Eileen, if you can't sit there and be quiet, move. Yeah, right. All right. I guess I can leave it in that one and just go there. All right, we're going to talk orbital notation for the rest of class. All right, so what are we going to do with this crap that I've just forced you guys to learn and made Eileen very upset? Now, the stuff that I've just made you learn is not as bad as y'all make it out to be. Because now we're going to draw. Okay? Now, it's not like we're going to draw pictures of little animals or anything. Now, orbital notations are the beginning of what's commonly referred to as an electron configuration. All right? So, if you had to draw these, Emmanuel, did you have to draw orbital notation? Okay. With the arrows? Yes, okay. Thank you for making them think it's going to be terrible. Shut up back there. All right, so orbital notations are just pictures to represent where electrons are located in an atom. Because remember, the point of the quantum numbers are an address for electrons in an atom, right? The quantum numbers are the address for an electron. So an orbital notation is going to be a picture to show where the electrons live in an atom. Now, before you all get freaked out, this is not on the quiz tomorrow. Okay? Because odds are good we will not have finished this before 3:30, so some of you might still be a little lost by 3:30, okay? But I'll have you caught up. Well, excuse me, remember you're going on field trip tomorrow. Mr. Joe. Come on. Never mind. It'll be the reading shorthand that you'll miss. You'll need to watch the video on shorthand. Scratch that. This will be all caught up. It'll be the shorthand on Thursday. We're going to do orbital notation, dot diagrams, electron configuration, and on Thursday we're going to read shorthand using the periodic table. Today. Okay? I'm going to struggle to get it all done. So, in order to be able to write or draw these things that I'm talking about, there are 3 rules that we have to use. Now, the state does not require you to know the name of the rules, However, y'all are in an honors class. I require you to know the name of the rule. Okay? Just go. I know you learned. Your teacher would have required you to know this. The Aufbau principle says that electrons will fill the lowest energy level possible. Okay? So picture a three-story motel. The electrons, or us, are checking into the three-story motel. In order to get a room in the three-story motel, we must fill the what first? The lowest floor. So the first floor must be full before we can get a room on the second floor. Once the second floor is full, we can get a room on the third floor. Okay? So every energy level must be full before we can go to the next energy level. Now, the one that creates the most issue when we're doing this will be Hund's rule. Right? Hund's rule says electrons will fill orbital Hund's with an apostrophe. Hund's rule, electrons will fill orbitals of equal energy. Okay? Electrons will fill orbitals of equal energy singularly before they pair up. So, most of you probably have siblings at home, right? If you don't, consider yourself one. All right. If you've ever had to share a room with a sibling, you know how electrons feel. All right. If you haven't, don't know how electrons feel. All right. But electrons prefer to be single. So they take their own room in orbitals that are degenerate of equal energy. But sometimes they happen. And get pregnant. And there's no more space in the end. Can they add an addition to the house? They could, but they have to have money to do that. And is there always money to add an addition to the house? Of course not. So, what happens when that happens? You got to double up. So the electrons are going to have to double up. Okay? So, we'll talk about how the electrons double up when we get here. This is the one that causes the problem. Now, the last rule we have to deal with is called the Pauli exclusion principle. All right, the Pauli exclusion principle says no two atoms have P-A-U-L-I. P-A-U-L-I. Pauli exclusion principle. No two atoms have the same set of 4 quantum numbers. Yes. I know, I had to look up the first one and I couldn't remember the principle rule. I had a whole time on moment. All right, so no two atoms have the same set of 4 quantum numbers, which means there's 118 elements on the periodic table. Theoretically, I could make you go home and draw how many different orbital rotations. If there's 118 elements, 118. It would be stupid to make you do that. I wouldn't even torture you that bad. I don't know. Now, comments like that, though, when I could. All right? Does everybody have the 3 rules? Because now we have to learn to draw charts. that Emmanuel's talking about back there with the orbital overlap rules. You know how to draw the chart? Okay. I don't have time for him to waste our time. If he knows how, that's fabulous. Did your teacher just let you get it out, or did you have to draw it? Okay. All right. All right. In and out. Energy levels start to get big. You have all these sublevels. Sublevels begin to lay over on top of each other. And the sublevels get out of order. Now, I do not expect you to memorize that kind of stuff because it's dumb. Okay? Particularly when we can draw a chart that will allow us to read it. We're also going to learn how to read it off the periodic table on Thursday. Those of you who are not here, but I'm going to give you a periodic table that we're going to color code in class tomorrow. Your job by Friday is to have done what? Colored it in. Watch the video on Thursday night and have it color coded when you return to class on Friday. So, yes, Emmanuel. Okay, well, I'll draw it, then you can tell me which one it is. All right, so to draw the chart, you may use this on any quiz or any test, providing you can draw it. You cannot rip it out of your notebook and say, here it is, well, I'm going to use this. So, I started at 1 and I numbered to what? What's the first sublevel? I'm going to put F. Not all of them. I was worried there for a minute. Okay, so 1 through 7. S is beside them all. The next column starts with 2. And what is the second sublevel? I'm going to put a P between by all of these. Now this works much better when you do it for the test on line notebook paper. All right, the third column is going to start with what number? And what's the third sublevel? And what's the last sublevel? All right, so the first row, I numbered 1 through 7, and I put what beside it all? Yeah. The second column, I did 2 through 7, and I put what beside them? P. The third column was 3 through 7, and I put D. And the last column was 4 through 7, and I put what? F. Is everybody with it? Anybody lost by the first part? Now, the hard part is I have to draw what through them, Emmanuel? Diagonal arrows. All right? This is why I said line notebook paper works best. Because if you get off the line, it's a mess. And I give you a minute to draw your arrows in before we do something with it. Yeah. 2 under the 1 is alone. 1 S is alone, 2 S is alone. 2 P and 3 S are together. 3 P and 4 S are together. I hadn't paid attention. So they fixed it with bringing it the right time. Like a minute early. Look, please don't do that before I eliminate the thing back and forth. So that's just short thing. But I've had some really good physical classes over the years. To get this off on.
That's that.
Yep. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it later. Not that I don't like them, I don't like them. Yeah.
So,
And then the little bit of they group together. All right. Has everybody had a chance to get it? All right. So if we look at the chart, we need to be able to read the chart. So on any chart, you always start at the top. You read down the diagonal. So down the first diagonal, we have what? 1F. When we get to the end, we go where? To the top of the next diagonal, so we have 2F. To the top of the next diagonal, and we have 2P, 3F. To the top of the next diagonal, we have 3P, 4F. To the top of the next one, 3D, 4P, 5F. To the top of the next one, 4D, 5P, 6S. Now, did you notice that we had a 4S and then a 3D? There's an overlap going on. A 4S is smaller than the 3D. Okay, the 3D is bigger. It's out past the 4S sublevel. Then you had a 4P, a 5S, and then a 4D is out past it. But once you get down here, you said 6S. What came after 6S? After 6S? 4F. You've got some serious overlap going on. Now, you don't have to know the order. You just have to be able to read the chart. Okay? Questions about that? No, you have to be able to read the chart. Now, we're going to draw the orbital notation for nitrogen. And we probably will not get nitrogen drawn, but we could, no, I did not. But we could talk about the parts today if nothing else. Now, before you yell out something stupid, how many electrons does nitrogen have? All right, Emmanuel says 7. We agree or disagree? Yes, because it's not. What did you say the first time?
I said 7.
I know, it was the, oh,
I was like, oh, I was right.
yes, I thought that was wrong. All right, so the atomic number is 7, but at this point, because we've done math for so long, sometimes people look at the atomic masses, but they remember nitrogen is 14, and they're like, oh yeah, it's 14. Don't be fooled by that, because we're not using masses right now. We're falling back to our atomic number. So, nitrogen has 7 electrons. Everybody okay with that? Now, what is the first thing in the chart? 1F. Now, this stands for the energy level, which is the quantum number N, right? S is the sublevel, which is our quantum number L. Now, the next quantum number after orbital, or L, is what? For those of us who got that right on the quiz, because there's some of us who don't know. M. So that's the number of orbitals, right? So how many orbitals does S have? You just filled it out on the chart. How many orbitals did S have? 1. So we draw 1 line. Okay? Okay? This is the orbital, which is the quantum number M. So we only draw 1 line because S only has how many? 1. Now P would have how many orbitals? So how many lines did I draw for P then? I draw 3 lines. How many orbitals did you say P had just a minute ago on your chart? So how many lines am I going to draw above P tomorrow? 3. And D would have had how many lines? Because it has how many orbitals? That's why we're going to draw. Drawing these will not be on the quiz, but if I just say how many orbitals does D have, you would need to be able to tell me D has how many orbitals. You'd be able to tell me 5. Yes. Okay, now, what's going on these lines tomorrow? What is in an orbital? How are we going to represent the electron? We're going to draw them as arrows. Okay? That is an electron. Now, how many electrons can be on a line? That's your spin quantum number. 2. Now, what did we learn about the way they spin? Opposite. So if one is spinning up, the other would have to spin how? Down. Okay? Questions about the parts. So that's the energy level. That's the sublevel. The line is the orbital. And the arrows are the electrons. So we're showing every part of the quantum numbers that y'all just labeled. Okay? Yes or no? Okay. So, if we do the full thing, because I've got just a tad of time, not a lot. Get a little one. So 1s is the first thing in the chart. How many lines can I draw above an s? How many orbitals does it have? I can only put how many electrons on that line? So that's not going to give me enough space for 7, right? So back to my chart. What comes after 1s? How many orbitals can go above an s? An s can have 1 orbital. Doesn't matter if it's a 1s or a 2s. It can have 1 orbital. 2 electrons, and only gives me enough space for how many? And I need to place how many electrons? So I don't have enough space yet. So back to my chart. What comes after 2s? So 2p. A p can have how many orbitals? So I'm going to put how many lines here? 3 lines. Now I have enough space for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 2 is 10 electrons. So I have enough space for 7. So I'm not going back to my chart. I have enough space. Now, according to ASVAB, I have to fill the lowest energy level possible. What's the lowest energy level I have? So I'm putting him here. Is he full? So where's the second one have to go? He's got to go down. He's got to fill that 1s. I can't go to the second floor because the first floor is full. The third one goes here. Is the second floor 2s full? Fourth one's got to go there. I got 3 left to go. Where are they going? That's right. 1 on each thing, because Hund's rule says what? I want my own room. I don't want to share unless I what? Have to. So rule number, or electron number 5 says, I want my own room. Thank you very much. Number 6 says, I'm not sharing with you. I'm going here. And number 7 goes there. Why can they take their own room? Is this a different floor of the hotel? It's all in 2p. They're all the same energy. They're not going to share unless they have to. Now, on that table in front of you are 2 worksheets. One is